right. So before we start the show, we want to give you a little bit of an update of what to expect for this week. Because we don't really have a whole lot going on in nerd news, and we have the holidays coming around, we will not be doing Geek Commendations, and we will not be doing Nerd News Now. Instead, you are getting a D&D double feature. So, Simon, take it away.
Hey,
You just dab.
yes, I did. And if you say anything, I will kill off your character because I'm the DM and I can do that.
It was a great dab, Simon.
It was a
Thank
pretty
you.
good dab, I'll give you that.
It was pretty dapper.
Got my flower crown.
Did die for that?
No,
Die
I'll
for
find
that,
a way
right?
to. I'll find a way to punish her for that. Don't worry.
Me?
No, me.
No,
Oh.
Corey, you said
You're
a
gonna get
pun.
punished when you're sucked into your sword.
I thought I'm not getting sucked in my sword. I'm killing the dude. I'm going to
Getting sucked
live-
into your sword. We've already decided this.
We're placing
Yeah.
bets.
You two.
Okay.
You two have decided this.
We have bets.
Okay. So anyway, we left off with what was, I don't remember specifically what it was, but it was you guys.
I was running down
I do-
the
I
stairs
remember.
to
You were running
stab.
down the stairs. Yeah. Okay.
We had
Okay.
heard voices.
Crying
We
on the
infiltrated
inside.
the secret base, and we had used Fleur to cause a distraction so we could sneak past the doorman, and then we had
Right.
snuck
I remember
down,
that.
heard voices. Apparently, it's
They were talking
Lily's
about-
father. So
I took notes. So they were talking about payment and where we were going, and one of the voices said that, oh, they're going to go see my wife, and the voices were Bloomfield, the senator, and Lily's
Yep.
dad.
And then Lily fucking just whoop.
Bolts down the stairs.
Lily just
And I ran
Lead us
after
down
her,
the
though I was
stairs.
intentionally not using my full speed, so I didn't run in front of her because I would be able to beat her.
I'm still
Lily
on the stairs
just
crying for the
yeeted.
lack of stealth that is these children.
Hey,
With
I mean,
the rogue.
I had like a nat 20 on my stealth. Now I'm just yeeting down the stairs because that's what
Okay,
the DM said I
There's
was
a
doing.
difference, Kenzie, there's a difference between having a nat 20 and then just like throwing yourself down the stairs.
Because you
Okay.
started sprinting down the stairs, you have
Oh my
given
God.
up that nat 20.
Yeah,
Simon,
but the thing is the sprinting down the stairs is not my idea. It just happened and came over me because that's how Lily decided to feel at that moment in time.
Oh yeah,
Right.
because I rolled a number and I was like high or low, and
Mhm.
I
That's what
forgot. Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that. I
So-
forgot that I did that.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
as we're-
Simon made me run down the stairs. Thank you,
Yes.
DM.
Okay.
This
Corbett,
is
what were you about to
the-
say?
I was going to say, as I'm running after her, before we reach our destination, I want to burn 2 more key points. So.
Okay, that's fine. So, Kenzie, you round the stairs, and sorry, hold on. Just getting stuff pulled up. You run down the stairs and you turn the corner, and you see Bloomfield, obviously, but the person who he is talking to does not look like your father.
Boy.
Suffer.
In fact, the way that he looks is barely borderline, like, elfish humanoid. So,
This is awkward.
well, no, here's the thing. When you meet his eyes, though, there's like a glint of
Well,
recognition.
of course he's gonna change his appearance. He's in a town that knows a lot about him.
He has a demon mommy. Of course his appearance got changed.
Yeah. It's
Instead of running out behind
Lily's
her,
not that stupid.
I'm going to use my small stature to hide behind Lily, which I can't
That's fine. You're using the same stealth that you had before.
Wait.
So don't worry. But
But
to
eyes
fully
are the same.
describe, eyes are the same, yes. But to fully describe the way that this guy looks, pale skin, black, almost like black hair that's like falling out, like it's rotting out of his skull. He basically has no nose.
So he's looking lichy.
A little lichy, yeah. He still has like lips and whatnot, but they are cracked in sort of
Black rotting hair.
deteriorating.
Voldemort.
I was gonna say, I'm getting like a
I
golem
did
Voldemort
not mean to
vibe.
write that, but you said no nose. And instead of writing no nose, my hand just wrote Voldemort.
That's funny. That's funny right there.
I love
Okay.
that.
But yeah, it's like the bright green eyes that matches Lily's.
Yes, bright green eyes, and he's wearing like almost like cream-colored robes. And when you look at his fingernails and his hands, they're very, bony and kind of deteriorated, but his fingernails practically come out to like there.
Ew.
Super long fingernails, like he's just been rotting away for ages.
Gross.
Dead body.
Cultists.
Alright.
Your dad looks
Can I go like attack him and then also say something?
But
Well, not yet.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely, you can say something,
Talking
but
to you.
Bloomfield,
Wow, someone looks like they let themselves go.
Bloomfield turns around, he's like, how did you get in here?
I don't know, maybe it's like this connection I have.
That sounds really weird.
he smells good. See, you smell. Oh, he's terrible.
I was about to say like a father-daughter connection, but
Bloomfield kind of, like, he runs pale, and you see him run down the hallway that they're standing near, and he just runs away.
Romy!
Bloomfield? Like towards Molly and I?
No, away from you.
The other
guys.
Oh, he's
hallway.
running away from us.
Oh
The
no.
other hallway.
Get back here, you coward.
Um,
It's stay in my head.
I'm gonna stay with Lily because I have a feeling there's gonna be some magic
Uh,
involved.
oh yeah, they're
well,
You're gonna need my help then.
Okay. I'm gonna run after him full speed.
Go get him.
Okay,
Can I
Molly, do you...
stealthily
What?
run after him?
Stealthily run after him?
Yes.
Well, he didn't see you specifically, so you're technically stealth from him.
Am I still stealthy?
But like,
Because I was hiding
from
behind
Kenzie's dad.
Oh, he's just gonna let you guys go.
Oh, okay.
He's letting you guys pass. He's too focused on his daughter right now.
Okay.
I'm running after the coward.
Mm-hmm.
I have 55 movement speed. Do I catch up to him?
You're getting close. You can see him rounding corners and stuff, but he had a decent head start on you, so he's already far enough away.
Can I shoot
Um,
him?
Aaron,
Double
green
dash
eye to
at the
green
first
eye.
one to get close enough, and then I'll keep going.
Okay.
Coward. Bloomfield was running away. Coward.
Can I shoot?
Ishar kind of looks at you, Kenzie, and he's just like, it's been so long.
Creep.
Yeah,
How,
you look
how
like it
are
too.
you?
Can I cast Dispel Magic?
Wait.
You can certainly try.
Ooh, interesting.
You know, I'm doing pretty great. Can't say the same about you. You really let yourself go. Can I roll to stab him?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and roll to stab him, because he's not going to try and stop you.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay, what do I need to do for that?
I think it just
Okay,
happened. Is there a save?
any spell of third level or lower on the target ends.
Yeah, there's no save for it.
So that means only if there are spells active on the person. So if they have buffed themselves, or if they have, ability bonuses that they've
And I
added
have a feeling this won't work, will it?
Well, no, it won't. Because he's not using any magic, technically, right now. So,
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
21 to hit? Okay. You run up and you bury your sword pretty deep into his abdomen, but he doesn't even flinch. Like, your sword just goes into him, and he's just kind of sitting there, and he's just like, I deserve that.
You did kill Mom, so yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But,
And then you attacked my second family.
Oh. Boo-hoo. Everybody was supposed to die that day. You were
Luckily,
lucky.
Everyone
just
was
lucky.
lucky. Everyone was.
I feel like that you were luckier. And he raises his hand and he just kind of does that. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Oof.
Yeah, I can do that. That's gonna be a 19.
19? Okay. So what happens is you feel this really harsh gust of wind just like swipe through the room. And you get pushed back like 10 feet, but you don't take any damage, so that's good. And you're still hanging on to your sword, so you basically just like pulls the sword with you.
Is he bleeding?
No.
So I didn't get to roll any damage for that.
Well, hold on. How much damage does your sword do?
It does a 1d8 plus 8.
Okay, it would just do max damage on him, but he still looks fine.
He's a strongy boy.
So I think that is long overdue for us to have this encounter, don't you think?
I can't say that on air.
I walked into
one
some
moment, guys.
weird family issues.
At that moment, after he says we should probably resolve this, you see him start to change. His hair kind of grows out again, grows out longer. He gets a little taller.
Is he gonna turn hot?
No, he's not gonna do that. He gets a little taller. His nose reappears.
Oh my god.
Does he pretty much change back into his original self?
No, he doesn't. His teeth become long. And his eyes change from green to just black.
No.
I'm so glad I'm not there to deal with this family drama. Oh my god.
I should have gone with the
So I'll have you guys roll initiative, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna go back to the Bloomfield guys.
Can I shoot him? Is he close enough for me to shoot him?
You can't necessarily see him. Huh?
Have I caught up to him yet?
So
Okay.
you got into the same room as him just as he was hiding. So you have advantage on any checks to see where he is.
Okay, I'd like to roll to see him.
So that'd be an investigation.
Investigate. Okay. 15.
15. Okay, you saw him kind of go to the back left of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you assume he is.
Mr. Senator, are you in here? I just want to have a nice civil conversation with you, like I did with the demon that I killed with one punch, very civil. Please come out.
As you are walking through this, what did you say?
I said I'm saying that as I'm walking over to where I think I saw him.
Yeah, as you're walking in that direction, basically the way this looks is you kind of enter and there's like this mezzanine that you're standing on.
A mezzanine?
Yeah, so like it's a raised area.
Oh.
Inside of a room, and there's a staircase that leads down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very long staircase. It just leads down to, a lower floor.
Yeah.
And it's more or less just like this square room, almost hall-like. There are like boxes on the far end, and it seems kind of narrow because it seems like things are walled off around the stairway. But as you're walking down into this area, you start looking around and you notice that there are cage doors lining the walls.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no. Are there people in the cages?
It's a little dark, but you can see the outlines of figures inside of these cages.
I'm like, Oh, I had my doubts before, and I was kidding about, like, hitting you, but now that there actually is proof of this, I might just hit you. So please come out. I'll be soft, I promise. I'm gonna burn another key point while I'm, like, grinding my metal fingers to make, like, a grating sound. So.
Okay. Molly, you're also in the room, and I assume you're following Corbett down into the area, right?
Yeah. Can
Probably
I try
pretty
to
safe.
find him at all?
Yes. So because Corbett saw where you went and you're kind of following him, you get advantage
Okay.
on your investigation.
Just a nice civil conversation.
Well, on my first roll, I got a nat 20.
Okay, then.
Ooh.
So I know where he is.
Yeah, you know where he is, and you basically just, like, push past Corbett.
Hey!
I'd like to shoot him now.
Well, when you round the corner and you see him, he's like has his hands up. He's like, wait. Don't shoot me. Here's why.
I swear, if he pulls some BS out of his butt, I'm gonna shoot him in the leg, and then I'm gonna murder Kenzie's dad before she can.
You do that, I will murder you.
He says, us thieves have a code of honor, correct? Correct. And I'm the one who taught that to you, correct? Good.
I don't have that code of honor.
No, you know what you should say to him? The angry elf in the other room is not afraid to cut your head off.
Here's what I'm proposing. When two thieves are caught in the same area and they're fighting for the same thing, what do? They have a round of fisticuffs. So I'm challenging you to a round of fisticuffs, one-on-one.
Oh, I so badly wish I could.
Okay, out of character. Fisticuffs literally just means like fist fight, right? Okay.
Yeah, it just means a fist fight.
If it was me, he'd be dead many times over.
Oh, I know.
That's why it's not you.
Jensen's just like...
What if I just secretly went up to him to shake his hand and then stabbed him?
Oh, he would know that you would be trying to do that.
Yeah.
He came from the same area as you. He basically trained you. So...
May I have to ask one thing, though, lovely
You know-
Senator. Were you giving children to the Goblin tribe under the city? Because you're a sick bastard.
There's a goblin tribe under the city?
Yeah.
Didn't know about that.
I stole from an Oni, so I think you know I have no fear.
Yeah, I guess I owe Laughter some money then. I did better that he was involved in that. Dang it. I'll challenge you to that fist fight, because she'll just cheat. I will honorably give you a merchant's word that I will give you a fair fight.
No, it has to be between thieves.
Where's this rule book that says this?
I don't have it on me.
Oh, then I think you're bluffing.
He is 100% not bluffing.
There's legitimately a secret alcove in every tavern where this book sits. Shut up.
It looks like I care.
We're going to go back to the people fighting Rar.
Okay.
Oh, just throw me at him. Just throw me at him.
All right.
So what were your
I'm
initiatives?
using my hands.
15.
15.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, so Kenzie, you are going first.
So he's like chained still, right?
No, he's pretty much finished. So
Wow,
the best
you
way to
really let yourself go. And now
when you say that, he's basically just like, you don't see power when it's in front of you, do you?
you're not power.
What a nerd.
You're
so
pathetic.
Kenzie, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stab him right after I say you're not power, you're pathetic.
Okay, roll to hit.
16?
16 hits, yes.
5 plus 8, 5, 6. 13 damage.
13.
Yup.
Okay. You stab him again, and when you go back to stab him again, you notice that something else has changed too. Underneath his robes, you can see 2 other pairs of arms.
Oh my god. Your dad is a weird bug thing.
Yeah, he is a weird bug thing. I'm gonna stab him again
Okay.
for my second attack.
Rubbing off.
Does a 15 hit?
15 doesn't hit. So what happens there is you pull out and you try and stab again, but this time he just like one of the other pairs of arms just like comes out of the cloak and just grabs the sword as it's coming towards him. And then he swings and throws you like to the side.
Okay. Can I do another extra attack?
No, if you failed, you're gonna end your turn there.
Oh, lame.
So next it is Ajar. And the first thing that is going to happen is I need you both to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
It's a proficiency.
Thank God. 20.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, you guys are fine.
God.
He like stretches a little bit, and when he does, you see like this white like dust fly off of him and just spread out in like a 15-foot radius.
Oh my gosh, he's a moth.
Might want to get that dander checked out.
Well, as you say that, you see that where it touches the ground, like the stone on the ground just starts to like crack and crumble.
Ew.
Yeah, you really might want to get that dander checked out.
Man, I've
He,
never heard
Some new shampoo. Pops.
He comes at you here, pulling out a scimitar of his own.
I should have said, I forgot to say, prepare to dodge.
Too late.
Well, you went too fast for me, Simon.
Sorry. So does a 21 hit?
No. Yes.
Okay. So, that is going to be, sorry, I'm getting all my dice out.
That's fine, I'm getting my calculator out.
Okay, so that is 7 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Thank God that is one of my proficiencies. 15.
15. Oh, you just barely passed. When you feel it cut your skin, you feel just this wave of like what you can only assume to be rot and disease, like wash through you, but it doesn't
It's
affect
like
you.
a famine.
He's gonna swipe again. He's using one of his big hands. That's another 21. So that is that die.
So Corey, you're gonna get a new zombie. It's
Oh,
That is 10 damage to you, and you go flying 10 feet.
Okay.
laughter gets the sword.
No,
next.
we've already decided we're going to King Arthur this and stick it in a stone somewhere so no one else.
I'm not gonna die, you pieces of crud.
Know it.
Anyway.
Yes, so this brings us to Corey now.
Okay. Yeah, Kenzie and I had a side conversation too. I'm just gonna go, wait! Hold on. Let's be civil about this. One necromancer to another.
Not a necromancer.
Really? Because I'm trying to get that vibe.
I am not a necromancer. I'm
Okay.
actually offended you would say that.
Hey. No disrespect here. No disrespect. As one magic user to another, we can be civil about this, right?
Well, she's got something that I want.
And
So-
what is it that you're wanting?
Her soul.
Sounds like
It's the one thing-
She's so lit.
It's the one thing my wife has asked of me.
Oh, okay. So the demon mommy I was reading about. Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, you did not just like. I got flung into a wall. I'm like, you did not just.
Hey, no worries. I understand, you know? Does it need to be her soul specifically?
Yes.
Okay, here.
What?
Are we on a timeline? I'm just trying to gauge, you know, where we can work with this.
If I go into the sword, you can't have my soul.
Laughter is bartering with soul.
Hey, offer up the sword. It has like 8 souls in it minimum.
True. It does have at least 10.
He's just confused at this point. He's like, you're trying to haggle her soul to me while I'm already trying to get it.
Why does he need my soul?
You don't know.
Maybe that's something we should ask.
Look, I'm interested in mixing science with souls. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that we can come up with a very fair compromise where we all get what we want.
I am
Okay.
glaring at you, Laughter.
I'm working on something here. You know, I'm sure, you know, family fighting it's not good. Okay, you should cherish the love between a father and a daughter.
It's not.
I miss my dad. Okay, I understand what it's like. You know, you squabble, you fight.
Oh my god.
Fighting is not good for the soul.
Yeah, you're going. I'm sure your wife does not want a soul that's tainted, right?
I'm
No,
with
she wants her soul specifically.
why?
Okay, but why?
Because I promised it to her.
What is
Again, I ask why.
Because he's a deadbeat father.
The main reason why is because I already gave her my first wife's soul, and I promised her that I would get her more, and then she asked, well, your daughter's still alive, so give me that one. And I'm like, okay, and I did. I'm trying to.
Where?
Have you thought about I don't know, ever saying
No, why would I?
I don't know, I figured you would love, cherish your child.
I can have 1 million more powerful children with my wife right now than whoever this is.
Excuse me, sir, we don't need to take an attitude, okay? I would like to speak to your manager. I'd like to speak to your wife, please.
Yes.
I'm just gonna look at him. I'm like, wow.
So
Demon
Corey,
mommy really whipped you.
Corey, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
This is not at all our plan.
much improv practice.
All I know now is, Demon Mommy must have really whipped you.
9. Okay.
I'm scared.
Well, you should be. Allow me to pull something up real quick. Hold on.
Did I get him to summon the demon mom?
And speak to you that way? Is it gonna be like that? Corey, did you just summon an endgame boss?
It's okay. I have high charisma.
Corey.
Square fealty now.
He, you see his eyes. When you thought his eyes were black, they just got darker. And he's like, I'm tired of you. And he does that, and you're gonna take 20 points of necrotic damage.
Wait.
And that was with a successful save.
Yeah.
And because of that, you forfeited your turn in initiative.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to Kenzie, but first, Bloomfield people. Okay, so he's got his hands up, and he's just like, fist fight, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Fist fight.
Okay, good. We're gonna set this up right. He stands up, walks past both of you.
I grab him as he walks by.
Sure, you grab him by the arm, and he's just like, look, I'm setting up the chat. I'm setting it up. Get off of me, please.
If you run, I will catch up to you, and I will bust your head off your shoulders.
I don't have any question about that.
Okay, I'm gonna.
All right. He goes to the center of the room and basically takes off his holsters that have like knives, hex bags, thieving kits, that kind of stuff. Takes off that belt and just kind of throws it to the side. And he's just like, and just for good measure, and he takes off his top shirt, so it's just like pretty much like a white wife beater underneath. He's like, look, no weapons, fisticuffs.
All right, let's go.
I want to keep a close eye on this to make sure to see if I can spot him trying to cheat.
Sure, yeah. So, you and I, Molly, we're both gonna roll a d20.
Okay.
Okay, what'd you get? It's the flat number.
Okay, one sec. 16.
16? Okay, you get the first throw. You get the first hit. So, you basically come up and give him a good, like, punch across the face. Roll a d4.
That was the wrong tab, sorry. Okay. One.
Okay. It didn't do much damage because he kind of tensed for it, but, like, you try and, like, punch him in the jaw to get it to, like, rattle his brain, so you just knock him out in one hit, but he was ready for it, so he's like, that... Okay, yeah, that's fair, I probably taught you that, but it's a cheap move. He swings at you, and for some reason, when it connects, it hurts a lot more than you would think. So, like, he basically just, like, swings down and gut punches you. Corbett, when you're looking at this, you see that, like, when he's, like, swinging in, his fist almost seems to, like, when you look closely with, like, your monk perception.
Yeah.
You see that it's, like, in the real world, his fist is moving normally, but in monk eyes, you see it kind of just like slow down and like gear back even further for an even stronger hit.
So he's delivering more power than it appears.
Yes.
I'm just awed by it at the moment. Like, even though I'm seeing my companion get the nut beat out of him, I'm just like, that was a good punch. That was good.
And he like turns around and is like shaking his hand like one of those cocky street fighters that you see.
hurt.
Okay,
That was
his
rather
back is to me, right?
Oh.
Huh?
Is his back to me?
Kind of, yeah. He's turned a little bit, and he's just kind of like shaking his hand, like, whoa, that was good.
That was good. Like, really, honestly, like, I know I'm rooting for the other person, but I'm impressed. That was good. That was a good.
Molly,
You're
go
like
ahead
taking
and
bets
roll.
with the people in cages, and you're like, who are you putting your money on?
Molly, go ahead and roll your D4.
Yeah, I'm just a monk sitting here watching a fist fight, not able. I couldn't get it.
That's against the code, and if you do that,
I don't care.
you'll do some really bad stuff.
I don't think he's.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So you, as he's like talking himself up, you basically just come in and like punch him right in the ribs really hard, and you feel a little cracking underneath your nose.
Oh!
Like, in him or in me?
In him.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure.
He like bends over a little bit and gasps. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and roll again.
Another D4?
Yeah.
Okay.
2. Okay. As he's
D4
bent
is
over.
not liking me.
Huh?
The D4 is not liking me.
It doesn't like anybody ever.
Well, it loves me.
But as he's bent over, you basically just bring your elbow down on the base of his neck to try and get him to fall down to the ground. But it doesn't push him all the way down. Instead, it just pushes him to a knee. And at this point, he's just like, that wasn't fair. And spins around and hits the side of your knee with his arm to like get you on your knee also.
That's not fair.
Look, you just punched me when I wasn't ready for it.
It's a fist fight. Be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the
All these sissies.
Like normal. Like honestly, this is. I'm disappointed and depressed at the same time. Weird emotion.
So we're gonna go back to the Ajar group
Simon, I sent you a message.
on what
Slack.
is it? Slack. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
As you should be.
Okay. Kenzie, it's your turn.
I'm gonna stab him.
Okay, sure. Roll to hit.
That was a nat 20 and it fell out of my hand onto my table.
Is it still a nat 20?
It's yeah. So I was shaking it like right above because I'm on my laptop table and I was shaking it and it just came out of my hand, landed in front of my laptop, and it is a nat 20.
Nice.
Alrighty. So go ahead and roll damage then.
Okay, so then 13 and then times it by 2?
Yeah.
That'd be 26 damage.
26. Okay. So, yeah, cool. So you come up and you do like an overhead stab, and you stab it into like his shoulder, like chest area, right here near his collarbone. And it passes through a little difficult, but you still get it in. And when you stab in this time, you see from inside of the wound, your blade is glowing blue.
Okay, so on my next attack, can I try to cut off one of his arms?
Make strength for me.
Okay, so make a strength.
Yes.
16, 21.
21. Okay. So since you basically got it right here, you like push yourself up off the ground and like vault yourself over his shoulder and like change your grip and just pull it down the other way behind him, just like cutting even further. And then when you land, you hear like that satisfying pop, and it has basically dislodged his arm from his body. His arm is not off, but it is not going to be used anytime soon.
Do I need to roll damage for that as well?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d10.
Oh, do I need to add anything to it?
It would be strength.
Okay. I could. Okay, so I just realized if I use two hands, I can use a D10 instead of a D8 with my sword.
Yes.
So I'm doing that from now on. Huh?
It is a longsword, yes.
So I'm doing that from now on, and I got 5, and then add strength.
Yes.
That will be 10.
Okay. It's like,
That's my one attack, and then I have 2 extra attacks.
So, Kenzie, is it still your turn?
Yes.
So, what else are you doing?
So once a day, I can also do a 1d6 necrotic damage.
Necrotic?
Necrotic. Thank you.
Narcotic is like cocaine.
I know. I cannot enunciate. We know I am the one who is like the most uneducated out of the group. Like, physically in real world, Kenzie's not as educated and good with words like the rest of you. Mass media and writing majors.
Okay, but I can't type, so it's fine.
So can I do the neurotic damage?
I think necrotic.
Necrotic. Do the damage.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Do I need to hit with the sword another time?
Yes.
All right. I got it, guys. What are you saying about me?
All we're saying is instead of saying necrotic, just say Corey.
Just say Corey. Okay.
Corey damage.
Corey damage.
No, that's toxic damage, not necrotic.
Is a 21 gonna hit?
Toxic damage.
21 gonna hit? Yeah.
Plus the Corey damage. 11, 12, 13, 14.
14.
3 is the Corey damage.
Okay, cool.
Dude, I am going to be using that from now on because
that's going to be the new the title for this episode. 3 points of Corey damage.
Yes. Okay, so Simon, can I cast a spell real quick?
Oh wait, I prepared to dodge.
Okay, it's not your turn yet, Corey.
Okay.
So no.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know if I'd still be able to.
I thought it was her turn, so I panicked.
No.
So I did 3 attacks. I could
Since you said you prepared to dodge, it's now his turn.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna prepare to dodge, and I'm leaving it at that.
Okay. He although you just basically removed his arm, he doesn't seem too perturbed. He seems to be doing fine. And, it's kind of strange. He spins around, and you see that the scimitar in his hand, like, stretches almost, and changes its shape into a glaive. Does an 18 hit?
That is equal to my class, yes.
So yes, it does. Okay. And ooh, that's okay. Okay, fun.
Father's gonna kill Lily, but Lily survives by being sucked into the sword.
Yeah.
I feel like Lily's been doing decently well.
No, you have been doing well. It's just when I
And
heard
the
the
sword
DM
is now
go,
glowing, and the sword is now glowing blue. So they might end up.
That's just a precursor to sucking you in.
Or
Where the heck did I put it? Or it's the precursor to sucking you in.
Or they're gonna conjoin with me and give me more power.
Kenzie,
Yes.
you're taking 23 damage,
Okay.
10 of which is poison damage.
oh no.
So you're gonna take a poison counter.
Oh no.
Yes, it is.
How much of it was poison?
10.
There you go.
Could be worse. Could be.
How does
I had to take a point of exhaustion every time someone whacked you.
Yeah. So the way poison counter works, it's a lot like exhaustion, but instead of having 10 points, it's 6. So every time you get hit with a poison attack, you take 1 counter. So if you get hit 6 times with a poison attack, you die.
Okay.
Currently, with 1
Wait, and that's
poison counter,
And you rolled that 18 with disadvantage?
I did not roll with disadvantage. Was I supposed to?
Because I said I was preparing to dodge.
Oh. He is attacking again, so
So
I'll do it
take
there.
disadvantage on that one. All right.
Yeah. He is coming around again. Does a 17 doesn't hit, does it?
No, it does not.
Okay. He like swipes at you with his claw again, but you dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Okay. Corey, it is your turn. What are you doing?
I'm casting Hellish Rebuke.
Hellish Rebuke.
Yes.
Fun. Okay.
Yes.
That's a good one.
He angered me.
Good. Burn him.
So, is that a dex save that he needs to
Yes,
do?
he needs to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
And is it to just him or is it radius?
Okay, so I point my finger and the creature that damaged me is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I gonna have to also roll to get out of the way?
No, it's just the creature that damaged.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 12.
A 12. He does not pass, so he takes 2 d10 fire damage.
Go ahead and roll that.
Okay. That's not my 10. I don't know why I thought my 6 was a hit. Okay. Okay, so 18.
18 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was fire damage?
Yes.
Real quick, I'll just make sure.
Little mock dust.
Oops, they don't put it in there. Jeez, okay. Cool.
So he's stunned now?
Is he stunned?
Is he? Because I thought I heard the word stun.
No, it surrounds him.
Yeah. Okay. As this is happening, you see a flash of light that kind of blinds both of you for a second. And
We shouldn't have split the party.
as you guys kind of come to, you see an arrow whiz through the air and hit Ijar just square in the chest.
Okay.
Huh?
I said, is it Fleur, precious baby boy?
No, it's
Wait.
not.
Who is it?
Is it your father? Is it your
So,
words? It's fine.
I feel like I'm about to get my hopes up way too high right now, but I
Bastard.
can't help it.
Kenzie, you turn around and you see a familiar face. Short brown hair with a... I say short because it's weirdly cut where it's like... Whatever. He's got like a ponytail too.
A mullet?
No, not a mullet. It's like an actual ponytail that's like on the back of his head. Think Sokka, but like Chapter 3 Sokka.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Think like that. And
Oh, Chapter 3 Sokka is like a force to be reckoned with.
You see a man in gray leather armor with a nice like white fur trellis across the chest, and he's just got this amazing looking bow with a bunch with a quiver of arrows on the back, and
Because I made him an archer in my story.
and he's just kind of sitting there, and he's just like, this isn't gonna happen again. Back to the Bloomfield group.
I'm just punching a guy.
You are just punching a guy.
And I'm one.
So,
Contemplating whipping out a crowbar and just whacking him across the face. It's fine.
She's not actually doing that. She said she's debating it.
I know. So go ahead and roll D4 again.
I'm watching this torture.
Boy!
4? Great.
Finally!
You basically, since you're both on your on one knee at this point, you basically swing around with both of your arms like that and slam him in the chest,
Powder.
pretty much. And it knocks him on his ass. Like he's just boom.
Grab the ankle, lift and step on it. Break his leg.
But he's ready for you.
Of course he is. Because he's a little beach.
He, as he falls down, he lands on one of his hands and, does a spinning kick. And he hits you, in the hip area. And it hurts pretty bad. So, you're knocked back also. And Corbett, you see the same thing that you saw last time. It seems like time sort of slows down around his limbs when he flings them.
Am I able to tell if it's just because he's that skilled at it, or if he's using an enchantment or something like magical enhancement?
Let me give you a choice. You can either make an Arcana check, or you can make standard wisdom check.
Wisdom, because my Arcana sucks. Tell me guys. They failed me. 8.
8. Because of your lack of professional training and from actual monks,
True. I'm a dirty.
you wouldn't necessarily know. You're just thinking, wow, this guy is good.
Yeah, I'm a prison boxer. I never went to the monastery, so. Okay, that's fair.
Yep. Molly, you can go ahead and roll again.
3.
3? Okay.
No, Bloomfield, if I didn't hate you, I'd almost ask how you do that, because that's impressive.
Molly, you basically walk up as he's still kind of like getting up, and you just kick him in the face, like square in the face.
Thank God.
And he falls over.
Good.
Like, you don't think he's gonna get up.
He's gonna get up.
No, you don't. You seriously don't think he's gonna get up. Like, you see blood coming out of his face right now.
Okay, but
Paranoid me thinks he's gonna get up. Gwen
Well-
might not, but me
So-
does.
When does the fight officially end? On the ground bleeding.
When does the fight actually end?
So the fight actually ends when either somebody cannot fight anymore, or when somebody dies.
Either he dies or he doesn't get up.
So y'all are just gonna give him a minute to see if he can get up or not.
I'm like, I'm not a part of the guild. If you want me to finish this now, I can for you. If you want
Either
me
way,
to,
he's
I will
gonna
do that
die at
for
some
you.
point.
I know, but we can finish this now quickly. I know you're bound to it, but I'm not.
Give him a minute.
We're gonna go to the Ajar group.
I'm gonna
again.
burn one more, Simon, because I'm waiting.
Okay. How many do you have left?
I still have 8 left. I had full when I started this.
Right. Okay.
I've currently burned 5 of them, so it'd be 6 times.
Okay. So we're going back to the Ajari people. Kenzie. Rydell has arrived. And looking at him, you can see that he also has like a pair of shackles on his belt. And he also has an amulet that is marked with the different symbols of all of the planes. His eyes are kind of sunken in. He has dark bags under his eyes, but that's kind of what happens when you're one of the, plane police. So, yeah, he's just there. He looks like he has seen a lot.
It's like a friend I have not seen in years, and the
Yeah.
emotions I'm feeling are so weird, or feel so real for a game that's all in our heads.
Great. But Kenzie, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead, wink at him before I attack my father.
Okay. That wink, I'm going to go ahead and give you a point of inspiration for.
That's
Just
adorable.
Because good role playing. So you're going to go ahead and attack Ajar again.
17.
17. Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to double check.
And that was 18 damage.
18. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this would be a great time to get out my right out. I'll look at that in my next turn then. Alright, so my next attack is a 13, 14, 15, 16.
16 is his AC, so that hits.
Okay. And that is 9 damage.
Okay.
Not a lot. Okay, and I'm going to do a third attack. modified 20.
Yep, that hits.
7. 15 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna save my action surge. So then I'm gonna go ahead and prepare to dodge so I don't get hit by his poison.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to my
So it is his turn now. Finally, okay. Okay.
I'm scared.
So, Kenzie,
Best friend.
Yes.
make a con save at disadvantage.
Okay.
Corey, also make a con save.
With disadvantage or just regular?
Just regular.
18.
Why do you try to hurt me, Simon? 18.
Corey, you're fine. Kenzie, what'd you get?
18.
Okay. You're fine too. But the same white powder stuff like shoots off of him again. And Rydell was not prepared for
Should have warned him.
it. So
I swear, if you kill him, I'm gonna cry.
Going
Like,
to.
I will hang up and cry.
so he takes some damage. You can see that as the particles touch him, it almost seems like that it's just like tearing his skin as it touches him.
Emotion.
But Corey, it is your turn now.
How bad shape is Rydell?
Right out.
Rydell.
Rydell looks fine. He looks fine. It's just that like the spores like touched him, and you can see like physically that it does not look very nice.
Okay, so we're bringing back something that really worked for me a while ago. I'm going to get out my crowbar, my dagger, my scimitar, and Jenkins' arm. And I'm going to cast animate objects.
Yay!
I'm going to just fling it off.
Okay.
How rank is my arm? I'm curious.
It's pretty juicy.
Wait, you're taking out his arm?
Yeah.
If she
I'm
hasn't
adding
preserve it or anything, no magic. It's just a that.
So, Corey, what does he need to beat for a dex save? What's your casting DC?
Oh my god.
Also, could she do dispel magic now if she wanted to?
Good, but casting DC, where is it? I want to say it's 17, but I'm trying to find it.
It would just say spell save DC.
Spell save DC. Then yeah, it's 17, I think.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you got a 19, so.
Oh, dang it!
So he kind of sees these things flying at him, and he like moves out of the way of them, and the arm flies past and hits the wall. And I'm gonna describe this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hits the wall, and it's basically like imagine throwing
Yes.
imagine throwing a banana really hard at like a stone wall.
Oh.
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 Like it doesn't fully lose its shape, but it has lost 90% of its matter.
Is it just the bone now?
It's yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh.
It
Corey,
smells horrible in there, by the way. Now.
What's wrong with?
Gosh dang it. Corey, we have to go back that way.
I'm going to look back at you.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna see it, Molly. Oh. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Is it like stuck to the wall?
It's slowly sliding down the wall.
I'm just gonna like look at you over my shoulder, like.
Jensen's gonna come back and he's gonna see his arm and he's just gonna be like, I knew it.
You had his arm the whole time?
Yeah.
Is that what was smelling?
Yeah.
This entire time I was just assuming it was Jensen himself, but no, apparently it's Jensen's arm.
What is...
You guys
Corey,
technically it was him.
Pretty clever.
Corey, you're quiet.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, hand it to me. That was pretty clever.
Shut
God
up.
made
Shut
you
up.
suffer.
Shut
That
up.
was in
Stop.
character.
Shut up.
That was in
Shut up.
She
You're
should
gonna
be
make him
poisoned
kill
by
you now.
by her own fumes for that.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Oh no.
So it's Rydell's turn, actually. He reaches back and he grabs a bow and he grabs an arrow and he just flings it. And as it's flying through the air, you see it kind of change from like a normal bow into like this golden, just like streak of light. And
Wait, the bow or the arrow?
the arrow. I'm sorry. The arrow. The arrow.
Is it doing Corey damage?
No, it's not. But the arrow like flies through the air, and when it hits Ajar, like the arrow itself looks like it's disappeared, and the light just basically absorbs into him, and he screeches in pain. Like it did not feel good. So, well.
Shaky arm.
So,
Corey, you are nasty.
Yeah, you could have at least like put. You know, there's a spell that delays the rotting of the corpse.
I know. I've used it on Syracuse.
she used it on Syracuse. So
Your arm was not worth it.
Should have thrown that at Bloomfield. Corner.
well, yeah. So that happens, and then after Rydell shoots his shot, he, you see him kind of like it almost looks like he becomes blurry, and then you see him like appear next to you, Kenzie. Like he just kind of like boom.
Wow, you must have had some great training after I left.
I mean, yes, but also it's a side effect of traveling the plains, so good time. Anyway, Kenzie, it is your turn.
Bang bang, I'm gonna hit him.
Sure, roll a hit.
Wait, can I try to like cut off one of his other arms?
Yes, you need to roll to hit first, and then I will tell you what to do from there.
Okay. 16.
16 hits. Make a strength check.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
I mean,
You're right.
My highest was a 15. Okay, so that's 9. 14.
14 isn't gonna do it. You do, however, deal some good damage, so go ahead and roll that.
I heard damage.
Damage.
I've been ruined by that juicy arm.
That
This is 14.
14.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I started laughing because of Corbett.
So since you technically failed what you were attempting, that would be the end of your turn. However, I do know you have an action surge.
Am I able to use it then?
If you want to.
I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
How's my sword looking, by the way?
Sword looks fine. It's what does it look like right now?
Is it still blue?
Yeah, but not as blue as when you saw it be blue the first time.
Okay.
It's more just like it's giving off this blue aura.
Okay. I'm also gonna prepare to dodge.
Okay.
Cause I'm a dummy, but I ain't that dummy. That big.
You're our last brain cell.
You are our last brain cell.
Rido, prepare to die.
Do not. I don't know why, but I really feel like I would cry if Rydell died.
Remember, Corey can bring him back. He might not be the same, but he will be alive.
Nice.
I'm also trying out new dice.
Ooh, Corey, bring
Biggest
it back
mistake.
just the head and keep the head in the back.
Let's get a talking head like in Futurama.
Oh, I have DM inspiration.
You forgot to use that?
Perfect.
I totally cut off, and then cut his arm off. Great. Okay.
Okay. So, Jar. You know what? No, he's not going to do that. Kenzie, make a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Dang it. Just a nat 20. Not like that was my high one. My low was 17 plus 8. 17 plus 25.
Okay. So, one sec, I gotta roll stuff. Sorry, this is gonna take a second.
That's okay. We're having a very intellectual conversation right now on the group chat.
I was about to give myself the nickname on here, Last Brain Cell.
So we have a group chat. It's just the players. Simon's not in it.
Yeah.
And we've recently started renaming it, getting into it.
We've been having fun with it. Sorry, viewers. That's why you keep seeing us like glancing down. It's because we have our phones in front of us and we're constantly chatting to each other, like what we should do.
Yeah.
We're just randomly bursting out laughing is because someone said something dumb.
That's about right. Yeah.
So, if you guys are curious, I am chaotic stupid in this chat.
Chaotic punchy.
Chaotic Steely.
And then Kinsey is the last brain cell.
cell.
It is aptly named the Idiot Squad.
Hey,
I'm the one who named it.
Kenzie,
Yes.
taking 14 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Does not feel good, but Rydell seems to be hit harder by it.
No!
So that happened.
None of you are keeping Rydell in a bag, Corey.
Well, this isn't about Rydell now. This is about your dad.
Yeah, we're talking about your dad.
Okay, all I heard,
Rydell.
all I saw was keep it in a bag.
Okay.
Sorry, Simon.
Yes.
Ori,
Yes.
17 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he takes his glaive that he has and he just chucks it at you.
Oh my god.
And it hits.
I don't even get to roll like dodge or anything.
Nope, this is a ranged attack. So it just hits. Let me double check what the damage is there. Okay.
the necromancer dies, can she not then revive herself?
No.
Oh,
I have to be alive to revive.
all right.
Okay.
No, Simon.
Corey, you're taking 29 damage.
Okay.
I need to. Okay, can I use my?
Yeah, gotcha.
Can I use my action real quick?
Well, it is your turn, so yes.
Okay, I'm going to save my squishy self, and I'm going to cast rope trick, and I'm going to go into my little interdimensional portal, and I'm going to try not to die.
Oh, no.
But you are going to take a poison counter because he hit you with that poison counter.
Okay.
Corey, I'm interested. What are you at right now?
I'm out one. That's why she's going up into the rope.
Okay, so that's your turn. And
Don't we still have some minor healing potions?
Right, you right. Can I
yes.
take that while I'm in my interdimensional portal?
While you're in there, you can, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Rydell is he's actually gonna cast a spell. You see one of his eyes like glow gold, like just a glimpse of a second, and then he pulls back and does another amazing arrow shot. Jeez, man.
Wait, so this is Rydell?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
my bow!
So he does that. Oh man, that was good. So you basically see the same thing. The arrow turns to like gold light, but you see it as after it hits, you see him basically like hold his bow out again, but he's not like pulling back. And you just see 3 other arrows shoot out of it without him touching it.
Man, you've always had a natural talent. It's not fair.
Now
So joking about that.
we're going back to the Bloomfield people.
Oh, goody.
Woo! Is he dead? Or at least not getting up?
He's breathing. You guys have been sitting there for about a minute. So you assume that he's not going to get back up.
I assume. And you know what happens when you assume, Simon?
Yeah, I know.
Can I finish him off now?
No.
We need him to, like, step down.
You're right. Humiliation is better than killing him.
Also, if anyone's
Torture.
killing him, it's me. Repressed rage and payback?
It's
Torture.
that's the T.
With us.
So I'm pretty sure I have rope. Can I tie him up?
Yes, you can. You basically like hog tie him and like just toss him in the corner for the time being.
I am going to look for keys for the cells.
Okay, well, you actually see like a lever switch here that is attached to a pulley system that is hanging over the ceiling.
Honest question, can I reach it?
Reach what? The lever?
Lever.
Yeah, you can reach it fine.
Okay, I just want to double check because
It's at like hip height to Molly, so
because usually those things are like at shoulder height. So okay, so I will pull the lever now.
okay. You flip it and you see the chains and stuff on the pulley system tighten as the cage doors are like lifted up.
Mhm.
And you just see a bunch of these emaciated and starved people start kind of like shuffling out. They're covered in dirt. Their clothes are somewhat torn. They seem to be wearing the same clothes that they must have gotten here in.
Hey everybody, I need you to remain calm. We're going to get you out of here as soon as possible. Gwen, do you know a way out of here that doesn't involve going that way? And I point the direction we came from.
Do you think I've been down here before? No.
No.
Well, as you guys are figuring that out, we are actually going to take a short break.
Okay.
All right.
Because I need to rest and figure out what's going to happen next. So.
And we've got to figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's
so,
okay.
we will be right back. And as always,
You nerd it
You nerd it
here first.